Howdy folks, welcome back to OG DIY. We're in the garage today and we're going to be doing a battery replacement on this 2019 Jeep Wrangler. So we sit here today, it's 2024 and the battery is going on 4 years, 5 years, depending on when we bought it in 2019. And we're starting to see some of the challenges that can happen when your battery gets old. So number one, we're running into some startup sort of slow cranking issues. Number two, in this particular case, this vehicle's got start-stop. So we are seeing a bit more of start-stop batteries not ready to be utilized until later in the drive. Now that can happen with a start-stop battery wearing out as well, but that's a lithium battery. This is an AGM battery, the starter battery. Those are some designations that usually attribute to length of life. I know that could be debatable. But at the end of the day, we're seeing some of those sort of indicators that it's time to change the battery out. So that's what we're going to do. It's really easy. And the only thing I think is a challenge for anybody, man or woman, to do this is just lifting the battery up and putting it in place, because they are a bit heavy. So you can get a little help on that if you're worried about the weight of the battery. Other than that, if you pay attention to this video or others out there, or some of the directions that you can find on the internet, it's very, very simple. So I'm going to show you the tools I'm using. I'm going to show you if you don't have some of these tools, it's okay. For example, the multimeter. I'm going to show you how to read a battery so that you can be certain that it's time to make the change. Also, you can roll your vehicle straight into one of the service parts retailers out there, and for free service, as long as they like you to buy the battery from them, they'll do the replacement for you. But it's super easy. So let me just show you that. There we go. All right, gang, so here's what you're gonna need. You're gonna need a new battery. And this is dielectric grease. As soon as you connect the leads to the positive and negative of the battery, you're gonna put a little dab on top of each, and that'll keep corrosion away and keep your connection as great and as positive as it can be. This is relatively inexpensive, and you can pick it up at a number of places, from home improvement stores to your AutoZones and O'Reilly's and what have you. This stuff is very plentiful, and sometimes you can just get it for free when you buy the battery in a little squeeze tube. In my case, the connections for the leads are a 10 millimeter bolt, and I'm using, this is a Klein Tools multimeter, and very easy to read, and I'll show you that too here in a bit. And this is what you need. Your hands get a bit dirty. So let's get rolling. All right, so using our multimeter, let's bring it down here to 9 volts. And again, this is a 5-year-old battery that's starting to show its age on startup and cranking. So negative on negative, positive lead on positive. Yeah, that's quite low. We're running like a 12.17 at the moment. That's too low. What should it be? All right, let's look at the replacement battery, brand new. Turn on our multimeter. Take off the positive safety cap, the negative safety cap, and we're gonna go negative lead first, positive lead, and that battery is sitting at a 12, nearly a 12.7 volt charge. So yeah, there you go. That one's brand new and it's showing it, and that's why we're doing the replacement. First thing we're going to do is get your 10 millimeter, and we're going to disconnect the negative first. That's done. Tuck that aside. And if you've got a little bit of a issue, you can put a rag between that and the lead, and they shouldn't connect. And then we're going to take this one. This is your positive. There we go, it's loose. That should be enough to do it. And out she comes. Okay. Now the thing we'd like not to have happen is it reconnecting and touching, because you can get some battery arcing going on. And this has got kind of a warming sleeve attached to it, which is Velcroed. Get that taken out. Touch. And then these are the pull grips. No, we are bolted down here, so I'll show you that. We got a bolt that holds the whole battery in right down here. Right here is a bolt we got to loosen up. We may have one on that side, but I don't think so. I think there's one just right here. I had to get all my extenders together and make this work. Yep, wrong size. Yep, that's 10 millimeter, just like everything else. All right, it's already super loose. Now she comes. That's a long screw that's holding that piece down, and that's the piece right there. The screw goes in that, and it goes down through the plastic and holds the feet of the battery down. It's a Jeep, so you can have all kinds of off-roading and shaking and rattling, and so it makes good sense that they secure the base. Not all vehicles have this kind of extra security to make sure the battery doesn't move around. All right, let us see if that's the only one. Yeah, there is one on the other side. But because I had some room, yeah, the other side is just you slip the battery in up underneath the plastic that's formed there. And I can see that this is quite dirty. So I'm going to get out the vacuum while I'm here, and I'm going to vacuum this sucker and get it cleaned up. You all don't need to see that, but I'm going to get it cleaned up. I'll be right back. All right, here we go. Let's put the new battery in. I got the positive wrapped up just with a rag, just so we don't get the leads to touch. And you can tell I'm lifting this battery up. It's a bit heavy. Yeah, just ejected that one piece right there, no problem. Now, slide it up under the foot so we can get that other piece on, and we'll be good to go. I don't know if this actually has a protective heating potential or what, but let's see. Get it down in there first, and then we can slide this back. All right, foot's back down here that holds this side of the battery down. I get it in. all the way. Again, most batteries aren't going to have this hold down feature. This is a rough and tumble Jeep. It's meant for off-roading, so that's a little extra security measure so that your battery doesn't go flying around in the engine bay when you're doing crazy gymnastics out off-road, I guess. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do here is reconnect the negative. And you just crank this down till it's nice and solid and you can't move it. You don't need to over crank it because then you're going to start hurting some things, so it's not necessary. Let's take our positive side. Now that we're good to go, put it on the positive terminal of the battery. Just hand tightening the bolt first. Okay, should not move. Okay, get your dielectric grease, and all you're doing is putting a little dollop right on top of the terminal. That's a little more than I need, frankly. I can take some of that and put some over here. And this will essentially prohibit, stop corrosion. You know, sometimes you look into a engine bay and you look at the battery, and this has got corrosion all around it and weird looking, like white colored powder and stuff like that. This dielectric grease will stop that. So it's good stuff. Okay, so all that's left to do now is let's make sure we have power to start. And we do. Good to go. All right, folks, battery's in. On a complexity scale, challenging scale, 1 to 3, 1 being easiest, I'd give this a 1. It's really not that tough. Other than lifting that battery up and putting it into the battery bay, it's not that tough. Easy to disconnect the leads, easy to put the leads back on, easy to put that dielectric grease on there and crank it back down again. You know you have success when you turn on your dome light inside the car or start the car and everything is happy day. So a battery replacement shouldn't cost you an arm and a leg. It's expensive enough to purchase a battery. They're not cheap these days. So the whole point of OG DIY is to get out there and give it a shot. If it feels like it's more than you want to handle, don't do it. Have a service provider take care of it for you. But I'm going to tell you, it's just an easy one. You can do it and save yourself some money. All right, hope you enjoyed the video. Be good, and we'll see you for the next one. Bye-bye.